By the end of this video, you'll understand what I mean when I say I've learned, and am still learning, how to not become so angry and bothered by people, by what they do, by what they say around you. But first, ask yourself this. Imagine asking 1,000 people, what does love mean to them? Ask yourself, what does love mean to you? But how many responses do you think you get? How many different responses? Do you think you just get one? I don't. I think you'd get hundreds, maybe even 1,000 different responses. And then you'd ask yourself, and you would probably give a different response. Yet love, it surrounds us. It's in everything. Have you ever thought why or how some people can forgive others more easily than maybe you or other people you know, or maybe you can forgive a little bit easier than other people you know? You know how some people hold on to things and they get really bothered by it, and yet it seems easy for other people to move on from certain things? Have you ever thought why? Or maybe how? And there's no judgment. It's not right or wrong. But I've learned that it does feel much better when you let go of that anger faster. The anger only hurts us. It doesn't really affect the other person. So all this time that we spend getting upset and holding grudges, it doesn't affect the other person. They go on about their lives, and we're the ones that are upset and angry. Well, what I've been practicing, unconditional love. Love is the answer. If you want to not be so bothered by other people, consider the fact that we have all come from the same place. We are all the same. I don't mean that we all look the same or that we all do the same things, but we are all made up of the same thing. We all deep down need and want the same things. We all came from the same place. We came from the same place in the universe. So what I mean by saying this is that if you can reframe it in your mind to see other people as part of you, that lands a little differently in your brain. Think about it for a second. Somebody says something to upset you. I'm not saying it makes it okay. But unless you want it to ruin your day, because it's not going to probably ruin theirs, they're going to go about theirs. At the very least, if you don't understand fully, you will if you practice just the concept of accepting that we all come from the same place, that we are all a part of each other. And when you see somebody else that's making you angry, and you see them more like, let's say, family, or your child, or something like that, and you see them in the sense of we're all connected, it allows you to see it in a more loving way. Because we don't get mad at our children just because they aggravate us. And, well, I mean, we might get mad at them, but what I mean is we don't, like, hold grudges for, weeks, months, years, because they threw a temper at the grocery store because they didn't get the candy bar they wanted. Now, I'm not saying that that is acceptable behavior in public. I'm just saying we don't let that eat us up inside because we love them. We love them unconditionally. Just like we shouldn't be beating ourselves up if we make a mistake or we do something that is less than we wanted. We promise ourselves that we are going to keep trying and that we are going to do better next time, and we take the baby steps needed to improve, but we love ourselves through it. That's what I mean when I say that love is the key to it. If you can see other people in a light of love and acceptance, and everybody is just doing the best that they can on the level of awareness and consciousness that they're at, you see it a little bit differently. Most people are not out to get you, are not trying to hurt you. They are wrapped up in their own lives. And from wherever they came from, they're probably doing the best that they can. I'm not saying it excuses any bad behavior. I'm simply trying to help you let go of the anger and resentment that's actually just eating you inside and hurting you. And I'm not saying make excuses and that you have to stay in bad relationships because you have to love people, you know, that are mistreating you on a level that is extensive. I'm not saying that. But you can love them and not be with them if it's dangerous. You know, I'm not suggesting that we just stay in dangerous situations because we have to love people through it. So don't misunderstand. But I mean on the level of keeping your energy healthy, keeping you feeling good and okay and safe on the inside. Sometimes you have to see the people in a loving light. And that will help release you from it. It's not easy, but once you experience what I'm talking about and you start to look at things in a different light as they're part of you, as we are all connected, as we are all in this together, it makes it a lot easier. And it just shines a different light on it. It gives your brain a different way to view something that can maybe actually help you let go and get through the day with a lot more peace, a lot less judgment. Come here. For instance, come here, baby. Do you know how much love I have learned from this guy right here? Our dogs, or our pets, show us what real unconditional love is. He's taught me and my other animals growing up about what it really feels like to truly love. And it's unconditional. They love us no matter what. And they're happy. If you treat them good and they're healthy, they are happy. They're at peace. They're not, you don't see a dog going around holding a grudge all day long because someone cut him off in line at the dog park for the water fountain. They don't see things that way. They know that everybody's not out to get them. And they love people and life for what it is. And I think dogs and animals are so special and we could learn so much from them. And I sure know that he has taught me what real unconditional love feels like from me to him. And from him to me, as in like how to really love in a healthy way. Just a side thought. Just a side thought as another way to even see it from an animal or pet's perspective. Also, I notice, and I just recently realized this, I can remember being little, and I'm talking young, probably 6 years old, and getting very upset. Like, physically, it would bother me if I would see even physical things like being thrown away or destroyed or ruined. Like, I would almost hurt for that item. I mean, even if it's just like a ball, or, you know, wasted food, or like tennis shoes if they would be getting torn up, or, you know, just regular items. I can remember it would hit me on a deep level. Now, that might be part of me being highly sensitive, yes, of course. But from Dolores Cannon's teachings, I just realized how when she speaks about how everything is alive, everything has consciousness, even, you know, fabrics and rocks and plants, everything. It made me realize that must have, when I was a child, and we are so much more connected and open-minded, that must have been why I would get so physically bothered even when just regular items were being damaged. It was like I hurt for that item, and I always felt strange because I never really noticed anybody else around me feel that way. And that finally clicked. Like, we are everything in life. We're all, everything is alive. Everything has consciousness. We're all in it together. And love is the answer. Love is the answer. Dolores was also teaching about how that's the answer to get out of karma. I mean, it's the power of love is unreal. And if not only doing it for the greater good, you could simply use it as a way to release some of that anger inside of you and let yourself feel better. Let yourself have more inner peace. Let yourself get through the day without being so agitated, because it's not necessary. It doesn't have to be that way. Most people are not out to get you. They're doing the best that they can. And if you look at them in a loving light as an extension of yourself, and put yourself more in their shoes or at their level and think of it, if we all did that, the world would be a much happier place. Instead of just everybody reacting and getting so upset with what they perceive as people doing to them, when oftentimes I find that that's not what it is. And yet we let that tear us up on the inside. It's not hurting the other people, it's hurting us when we allow that anger and annoyance and frustration just eat at us. That stresses our bodies out. That isn't a state that we're supposed to live in all the time. Yes, it's a normal human emotion to experience, and I understand you're not going to be able to be perfect at it 100% all the time. But the more you practice it, and the more you practice that mindset of just seeing everyone as an extension of yourself and have love for it and forgiveness, will bring a lot more inner peace. You'd be surprised. It's what I've been practicing for at least about 8 months now, and I've noticed a difference. Probably longer, but I've definitely noticed a difference. And I wanted to share it with you. I hope it helps. I hope I could say something in a little bit of a different way than you've heard it before, and maybe it'll click and land differently. And I hope that you start seeing changes. So, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.